Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we're going over 10 players the Toronto Blue Jays should sign in case they miss out on one of the top four or all of the top four free agents, which I think they will. So I've compiled a list of 10 guys that might be flying a bit under the radar in lists of team needs, and that they're that second tier worth of players. So I think they should be going out and getting them. But before we get into this, I hope you guys, if you guys are brand new to this channel, please subscribe. It means a lot. We're an up-and-coming baseball channel where we're going to be talking about baseball as much as possible. Share this with your friends. Tell them to subscribe if they like baseball. This is the place to be. And let's get to 100 by the end of the month. Let's go on after basic team needs beside one. One's just kind of like a, why not? Just, So the very first player I think they should definitely be going after is Taijuan Walker. I've been saying this since the start. They have to re-sign this guy. He was unbelievable for Toronto. I think he put up like a 1.70 ERA it was last year with Toronto. He shut down the Yankees, which is just insane. Shut down the Rays, Red Sox, Orioles. He shut them down. He did amazing. And now I don't expect him to do a 1.70, but even if he's a 250, that's still great. He'd be a 2 or 3 guy in a rotation. Depends on who you sign, where you're gonna put Peterson. As long as you can get Rourke out of the rotation, you're probably looking okay for the next year. Um, Number 2 addresses a basic team need and a huge question mark next year, and that's the closing pitching situation, and I think it should be Liam Hendriks. Hendricks has been a Blue Jay twice. I think he was 2014 he was a Blue Jay and then shipped off to Kansas City. And then 2015 he was a Blue Jay before being shipped off to Oakland in the offseason. Now, I don't know if he'd actually want to come back and play, but I'd love him back. The firepower he has, his arm, the electricity he brings to the mound, his celebrations, everything about him is good. And if you can get Romano back healthy, you can go Romano, Delise, Hendricks. That's pretty good, if you ask me. Coming up at third is actually a third baseman. That's Justin Turner. I know there's a lot of question marks because he's 36, but dude's still a great hitter. He's going to hit you 280, 290. You give him a 2-year deal plus an option, club option. Just do that. Now, I think that's only an option if they miss out on a Lindor trade. I don't think they'll sign Turner and then trade for Lindor. Unless Gurriel's in the package, in which case Biggio goes out to the outfield. But, I don't know. Turner's still a good basic need. Vladdy was at third base last year. Or not last year, in the Winter League. I think he made, 4 errors in 9 games or something, or 5 errors in 9 games or something, which is horrible. Now, obviously, he hasn't played that in a while, so it'll depend what he does in spring training on if he gains that job. I think the most realistic option is him at first with Biggio at third, and then every 4th day he goes out there and just plays the third base. Why not? Best of both worlds. Next up is not a team need at all. It's just why not? It adds so much depth to the lineup. That's signing Nelson Cruz to a 1-year deal. He may be 48,000 years old, but he's still going to hit you 30 home runs, put up close to 90 RBIs. He's insane. He's the fine wine of hitting. Verlander's the fine wine of pitching. Put him on the Jays lineup. He had so much depth right there. You put him 5th. Oh, yes. Now, he's not that piece that, puts you over the top to where you win a World Series. He'll be like that guy, or the difference between second place in the wild card and first place in the wild card, which, by the way, speaking of that, I'm going to be doing a bold predictions video, and everyone's going to hate me. So, yeah. I think just putting in Nelson Cruz in that lineup is so remarkably helpful. The depth, it pushes everyone from about the 5th position down, or 6th position down. It depends. You want Vladdy hitting the top 5, or you want Vladdy hitting 6th. It's just, what does puppy dog eye Montoya want to do? So, yeah. Next up is in the 5th position is James Paxton, starting pitcher. I think him and Walker would be a pretty good offseason because you get Ryu, Walker, Paxton, Peterson, Ray. I'm still not 100% sold on Peterson being a 2 or 3 guy yet. He's still super young, so put him at the 4th where there's not a whole lot of pressure to get it done. I think it really helps boost morale. He's not going to be facing elite arms from the other team, so you're going to be a better chance that he's going to do better against those teams. Theoretically, he should be getting more run support then. Hopefully he doesn't run into injuries. Maybe give him a 6-inning cap with a pitch limit, right? So say he's at like 80 pitches in the 6th inning, I'd say bring someone in. If he's within reason, maybe he's at 70 in the 6th, let him go for the 7th. Just due to the injury concern. Same with Paxton, I'd put an inning limit on him as well. Same with pitches type thing. See, the only issue with him is that he'd be a 2 or 3 guy right now with the way this rotation is. I'd prefer him at number 3 because he's a lefty, so you can get that lefty-righty, lefty-righty, lefty split. But injury concerns also scares me away, which is why I have another starting pitcher further down on this lineup. So, yeah. Next is at the 6th position is Archie Bradley, who's a relief pitcher, setup type guy. I've been saying it since he got non-tendered that he needs to be in a Blue Jay jersey next year. He is insane. He's such a good closing pitcher. The Reds didn't use him properly last year, and that's a big issue on why everything just was kind of negative around there. But he is so flippin' good. Like, so good. He's going to be throwing in a 260 to 280 ERA as your setup guy. That's so good. You're going to have, like, if you can get Hendricks, you got Dolis, Romano, Bradley, Hendricks. Now the back end of that bullpen looks so much scarier. You don't have to worry about as much of your starting pitchers only going 6 innings, which is all they did last year. No one hit the 7th inning, I don't think. Which is why you need pitching. The Rays have absolutely lost any good pitching besides Glass now. And I think Nick Anderson, that's about it. The Yankees only have Cole. Severino's coming back halfway through. Devy Garcia, you don't know what he's going to be like. Get so much pitching. Do it, Blue Jays. Please. Next at number 7 is Carlos Rodon. He's a starting pitcher, relief pitching, depending on how you do it. I don't know a whole lot about Rodon personally, but I do know he'd be a more of an under-the-radar move where I think you could see the same thing happen to him that happened with Robbie Ray, in which Pete Walker gets his hands on him, and all of a sudden, he's not an elite, but he's better than what he was doing before. And if you can get him even dropping down into like that 3 ERA, I think it's a major win. He'd be a 4 or 5 guy, depending on if you sign Paxton or not. If you don't go out and get this guy, then you get Ryu, Walker, Peterson, Rodon, Ray. I'm pretty sure Robbie Ray is going to be your 5th starter. I don't see a world where he's not, unless Roark's in the rotation. And if Roark's in the rotation, just go with 4 guys instead. Coming in at number 8 is Colton Wong. Now, he doesn't really exactly fill a team need unless he goes to play third base, but I see him more as a second baseman, which I know is where Biggio plays, but Biggio's more of a super utility Ben Zobrist type of player now, where I can be fairly comfortable with seeing him go play third base 4 out of 5 days, with Vladdy playing 1 out of 5. Feel very, very comfortable with that, and Colton Wong and Bichette up the middle is just... If Bichette could play like half the defense that Wong plays, actually 3/4 of the defense that Wong plays, I'd say Bichette's at about a half right now. Could play the 3/4 and like stop crumbling a bit under pressure, so it can be like 3 errors in the playoffs. Not good. That would be so beautiful. Oh my God, they'd be so silky smooth. That could be a Gold Glove combo up the middle for years. Next is number 9, and I think this one's going to get a little bit of like, why? And that's Jock Peterson. I've listed him as a right fielder, center fielder, due to the fact that I also have a Lindor trade happening this offseason, and you're going to lose one of Gurriel or Hernandez. You don't think you're going to be able to trade Randall Grichuk. And honestly, if I'm the Jays, ship off Teoscar Hernandez. I think last year his 60-game hot stretch was a wee bit of a fluke, and I don't think he'll do it again next year. Same with Dolis. I don't think he'll be able to hold up what he did last year. I was a big Dolis believer last year. Trust me, I was. So, I don't think he'll do it again this year. So that's why I have a lot of bullpen guys. I had Jock Peterson to play right field or to play center field. We saw a bit of center field in him, or even left field, wherever you want him. And he's a much-needed left-handed bat in a super righty-dominant lineup from Bichette, Hernandez, Grichuk, Gurriel, Vladdy, Jansen, Kirk. You see, there's two people who bat left, Tellez and Biggio, and Tellez barely plays. So if you can get Jock Peterson in there, he'll be playing every freaking day. He'll be batting left-handed in a much-needed lefty lineup. You got so much right-handed hitters. Getting a lefty is just, it adds depth. Throw some management plans off with the 3-batter minimum rule. I assume it's returning next year. Go out, get Jock Peterson. Final player on this is Blake Treinen. I put him so low because I don't think it'll happen at all. And I don't know. I want it to happen. I really do. I just don't think it will. I'm also super tired. So yeah, Blake Treinen coming over, being our setup guy. I don't think he'll be a closer. If you get Hendricks or Hand or Yates, I'm not putting them on because I don't think it happens. I think Hendricks out of those three are the most believable ones to happen. With Blake Treinen or Archie Bradley is just go make it happen. Now I look confused. Hockey, baseball, comfy. Okay, but that I still know what I'm talking about. You need pitching. We need bullpen help. You need Anthony Bass next year. I don't know if he's back yet. I haven't really been paying attention to that. Only people I do know are back are Dolis. Yeah. And Romano should theoretically be back. Luciano should be up next year or the year after. They do have a potentially good bullpen if everything lives up to the hype, which is why you need to go out and get guys, i.e. Hendricks, Archie Bradley, Blake Treinen. Go do something! So yeah, those are my 10 guys I think the Toronto Blue Jays should be going out and signing. Sorry that this video is super monotone. I'm very tired. But yeah, I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out. Subscribe.